yeah, the thesis or the dissertation from him under the same theme and topic. Currently, he's a freelance researcher, but he had taught as a non-permanent lecturer at the Anthropology study program, Faculty of Literature and Culture, University of Papua. And later in July, he will be presenting his part of dissertation at the Institute for Advanced Study in Asian Cultures and Theologies, which organized by the Divinity School of Chung College, the Chinese University of Hong Kong, and funded by the United Board for Christian Higher Education in Asia. There will be two sessions in this event. The first is presentation, and the second is question and answer. Without further ado, I will please Mas Jeko to present his topic. Mas Jeko, please, your floor is yours. Give applause.
Thank you, Mbak Fani, if I'm not mistaken, for the kind introduction. I would like to present to you all part of my dissertation research entitled Illness as Interreligious Encounter, a study from religiously affiliated hospital. So the outline of my presentation will consist of several parts, but I think the longest part will be in the research background and finding, because many stories that I will present in this part. So for those of you who know me, actually the shifting of my academic concern maybe make you confused, because in the in my master thesis, I did research about indigenous religion. So it was about the emergence of indigenous ritual in the context of Mount Sinabung eruption. So yeah, I have concern about indigenous religion actually, but in the doctoral study, I shift to the issue of health in relation with religion or interreligious relation. So before I come to ICRS, actually I work as, in Japanese we call it pramurukti or caregiver. So after finishing my study in CRCS, I work as caregiver, actually for family in Jogja, and almost 1 year I usually stay taking care of the patient in Bethesda and Pantirapi. Yeah, from November 2018 until July 2019, until the patient died. So this opportunity give me time to see the reality in religiously affiliated hospital like Bethesda and Pantirapi. I saw that there are many patients from other religion. I mean, not Christian, from other religion, Islam, and later I will show you the data about the hospitalized patient in these two hospital and PKU Muhammadiyah also. What make me decide to choose this topic? Because I see that, yeah, for the pragmatic reason, actually, I see that this is the feasible topic to do, to be research on. But I also see that the patient that I taking care at that time was a doctor. In his family, he has 5 doctors, his children and his daughter-in-law. But when he get cancer, then I think they were really vulnerable. Even they know they have medical knowledge in the family, they know the best doctor. Even if you see the experience as tukang pijit international, yeah, the picture above is a picture in front of Mount Elizabeth, Singapore, and it was the first time I come to the hospital abroad, and I see they know the best doctor there, but still they are vulnerable. They count every day until the patient give up. Yeah. So this experience give me an insight to see the interreligious encounter within the religiously affiliated hospital. I see that everyone is vulnerable. No one regarding their education, regarding their social economic status, which actually can avoid if illness come to them, if they get ill. So in my study, I saw that the illness actually is not only a biological thing. It's not only a biological matter, but it is a social event. Illness usually bring people together to looking for the solution, looking for the best medication for the patient, and it makes me see that illness bring people together, bring people encounter the doctor and enter the hospital, because healthcare service is their main need. And I also found that if I study the development of healthcare service, for example, in my dissertation, of course, I have to do several literature review to show the development, the historical development of healthcare service. So I see that when I study this, I also can understand society in the larger context, and it brings the new understanding not only about the health and illness, but how actually society perceive health and illness. Later in my research, I want to see the significance of religiously affiliated hospital, especially in the contemporary context. Actually, the interreligious encounter or interreligious dialogue, according to Paul Hedges, I quote from him. He said that interreligious encounter discourse actually already entered the secular space, and today the hospital or healthcare service actually around 40% is owned by faith-based organization, mean that religiously affiliated hospital also part of this 40%. So I think this fact is interesting, and then I focus to 3 religiously affiliated hospital. Here, I cannot get at that time the data from uh, in fully in 2019, but at least we can see that actually in Bethesda Hospital. This is data from April to August. August 2019. I think more than 70% of patient, the hospitalized patient, are Muslim, and the other is Christian, Catholic, and also several patients keep their religious identity confidentially. And also the same thing happened in Panti Rapi from 2019, and here the data from January to August 2020. More than, I think Muslim also the big patient. So 20,000, about 12,000 is Muslim, and also from January to August, the same thing happened. So I think this number show that the religiously affiliated hospital is significant for the interreligious encounter. Also in PKU Muhammadiyah. So I try to make a comparison between the three hospitals. But in PKU Muhammadiyah, of course, we find different data that mostly the patient in PKU Muhammadiyah are Muslim, and only small number actually from other religion. But again, this data show that there is a significant number of people from different religion who come to the hospital. Furthermore, I also do study about the context of Yogyakarta, to strengthen the research problem. I try to see that in the context of Yogyakarta, there are many cases of religious intolerance. I found this picture, which is quite interesting for me, that there is also cases even from the cemetery. Many problem and taking place in many social setting, in kos-kosan, in several kos-kosan do not accept people from certain religion or certain ethnicity, for example. And in campus, I think UKDW also have experience about this. I have friends from UKDW several years ago, and from school also. But I see that at least no reported cases from hospital. People from in hospital, they always accepted well regarding their religion. So I want to show here, I argue that the changing image of Yogyakarta also need to be considered, and this bring me to see the urgency to promote new social setting. So I quote this from the Chung and Tikromo, who said that the institution or the social setting that maintain harmony or tolerance in Yogyakarta, it can be seen in the lay people's life. So it is not always in the formal dialogue in the university, but in lay people's life, in their encounter. And the criteria or the character of the new social setting that we can promote is simultaneously tolerant toward ethno-religious diversity and facilitate civility and pluralism. I think these two characters bring me to see the hospital as a new social setting that I can promote. So, of course, religiously affiliated hospital open to every people regarding their religious background, and it also facilitate civility and pluralism. Getting healthcare service is part of people rights, and therefore I promote, or I propose to study about the narratives of the patient in these three religiously affiliated hospitals, because these three religiously affiliated hospital already serve the society of Jogja, for more than 100 years. Bethesda was founded in May 1899, and then Pantirapi in 1929, and PKU in 1923. So I see that, of course, there is a common ground that bring people together. Yeah, so in this research, I also see that the people who suffer, and the religious institution who help them see that the suffer of others as a common ground, because in the interreligious relation, this common ground is very important. And I also remember the the story, or the message of the patient that I taking care of. I always ask, as a caregiver, we always ask, what do you need something? Do you want to eat something, for example, atau apalagi sih yang diinginkan, kira-kira begitu ya. So he said that when I was healthy, I had many wishes. Want to buy this, want to go there, for example. But now when I'm sick, I don't have many wishes anymore. I only have one wish: get well soon. So when he's quite rich, actually, and he can buy many things. Even when we go to Singapore, this family put us in good hotel to support this patient. But still he said that I don't want anything. I just want to get well soon. So I think the health issue is a good common ground. But I also found that there are several dynamics within the interreligious encounter in the religiously affiliated hospital, because the religious boundary is real. If we come to Bethesda, of course, in every corner we can see the picture of Jesus, the cross. Even if we go to Pantirapi, in every room, of course, there is a cross, and in a certain time they play a song, mostly Christian religious song. Even sometimes they also play the other song, which is they assume quite natural in terms of religion. But still, the dynamic will be very interesting. And I also found that, for example, from Islam, through this book written by Dr. Alwi Shihab, he also argued that the foundation of PKU Muhammadiyah, for example, is based on the contestation of mission between Christianity and Islam. So Islam realized that Christianity used hospital, this kind of institution, as a media to spread Christianity, and it makes him, Pak Alwi, as at least worry about this. Even this book already written quite long ago, but I think still this issue can be part of the dynamic within the interreligious encounter in hospital. So beside the question that I propose in the flyer, I have three questions here. Why do patients with a particular religion choose to get healthcare service from a religiously affiliated hospital with a religion different from their own? Why they choose? Muslim choose Pantirapi, Bethesda. And then the second, how do they understand that they're coming to religiously affiliated hospital for medical or healthcare service is also an interreligious encounter? Do they think about that, or they just come because they need the healthcare service? And then third question, how does this experience of interreligious encounter impact the interreligious relation? How can it lead patient and their family to have better recognition and respect toward other religion, or even enable them to participate in building more harmonious interreligious relation? So there are several theory that I used to understand, to capture this issue and to understand this. As I mentioned to you, I put the healthcare and people from different religious background come together to certain religiously affiliated hospital. I see it from the intergroup helping theory, and also it is part of moral encounter. So I use this term to show that this encounter is the purpose of this encounter is to improve the quality life of others. And so I argue that the religiously affiliated hospital is a social setting for interreligious encounter. I use Berger writing here, who said that the hospital is a place of pluralism in terms of not in terms of theoretical concept, but empirical experience of people encounter others within hospital as a social setting. And also I argue here that the hospital, the religiously affiliated hospital, is a supplier of public narrative. So the people experience within the hospital will influence them outside the hospital. But I also use the flow and closure approach, because later I will show you that there are many problems also by the patient in the hospital, but it also useful in bridging and even bonding interreligious relationship. I do the research in Yogyakarta, of course, and I do regarding the COVID pandemic, I do all the interview outside the hospital. So I do interview to those who have experience within certain hospital, within one of those three hospital, and I do the interview with them. So I found here that why people choose, regarding the first question, why people choose the religiously affiliated hospital different from their own religion? Because they always say that health is most valuable treasure. Wherever I can get health, I will go there. Yeah, even I'm Muslim, but I get health in Bethesda based on my experience. I go to Bethesda. And they also said that service and trust are the most important. As I mentioned before, many times patients also decide to go to certain hospital because of their family experience. If they have good experience with one doctor, and all the family will come to the doctor. And it happens with several patients in Bethesda. I found several narratives there. And also in the time of BPJS now, actually people are not free to choose, because they uh, they have to go to Vaskes pertama first, and then to Vaskes kedua, and this hospital, these three hospital are actually in the top level. I mean, only people who need doctor specialists who will come to this hospital if they follow the BPJS referral system. And some also think the distance of their house, of their residence to hospital is also is also a reason to choose. Several patients who are Catholic from Gereja Kumetiran, Gereja Katolik Kumetiran, they are close to PKU Muhammadiyah, so they choose to go to PKU Muhammadiyah. They are Catholic, but they choose to go to PKU Muhammadiyah. I think this. I think I already mentioned about the doctor, the feeling of feeling comfort with the doctor, and the emergency. Yeah, one staff of GKI Ngupasan near PKU Muhammadiyah get an accident in front of the church, and of course, for the first help, the church bring him to PKU Muhammadiyah. So the emergency always force people to bring a patient to the nearest hospital. And is quite interesting for me, because one of my informants said that actually no prohibition to choose Christian hospital. He is Muslim. No prohibition to choose Christian hospital, and no obligation to choose Islamic hospital. Meaning that he is free, and I think he want to argue that actually it is not related with religious issue. And then regarding the second question, I see that there are three. I will choose several stories to explain this part. So when people come to hospital, if they get good service, for example, or being comfort in the hospital, some of them explained to me that they have like flourishing. I categorize as flourishing experience. They become open, receptive, flexible to build relation with others from other religion. And there are also challenging experience that create a negative stigma when they don't get the good service. And only limited actually, but there are also transforming experience. The experience that change people judgment about certain religion that affiliated to the hospital. I will take several example from this flourish experience. For example, this is the picture of ruang doa in Bethesda. So if you go to Bethesda, there is a ruang doa. In front of this ruang doa, there is several water tap, if I'm not mistaken, to the ablution, for the ablution. And within the room, they also prepare a sajadah, and I think there is also Mukana, if I'm not mistaken. So this picture is interesting for me, and several of my informants also noticed this, and they said that Bethesda Hospital have good appreciation. They respect us because they know that most of their patients are Muslim, so they prepare this prayer room for us. Yeah, they do not mention it as a musola or masjid, but at least they prepare this room for us. And also the need of religious leader service, because in Bethesda Hospital, for example, and in I think in those three hospitals, they only have the department, the religious department, something like that, to serve people from their religion. But if we need, for example, in Bethesda to call Ustad to pray, they will contact, and this also bring a flourishing religion to the patient. And in the challenging experience, I found several patients also accuse the hospital for the issue of proselytization, because sometimes the pastor or the reverend, the counseling staff in the hospital come to every room to visit the patient. Sometimes people respond to it, feel not comfort to this visit, but some patient also think that it is a part of proselytization. And there was a patient in Pantirapi who also have debate with his family, because his family said, "Why do you choose Pantirapi? You know, this cross has devil in it." So it makes him not comfort too. And I'm so sorry, but there are several experience from PKU Muhammadiyah when the patient is not Muslim, they also get bad service. So I asked them, do you believe that it is because of your religion, or you just accuse them? And they said, yeah, after they see our identity card, then they go. They do not taking care of us. And one interesting story also from the point that people actually prefer the hospital that have same religious background with them. There is one informant who said that I choose Pantirapi. She's Muslim. I choose Pantirapi because Pantirapi has the best service in Yogyakarta. But actually, if there is Islamic hospital which have as the service as good as Pantirapi, I will choose the Islamic hospital, because still this is different. Have different. If in Islamic hospital they will play like Islamic spiritual song, for example, something like that, which she can get in Pantirapi. And there is also story from nurse who think that not quite comfort in Bethesda and Pantirapi, because they actually want to use hijab, but in Bethesda and Pantirapi they cannot use it. So when they come from their house, arrive in Bethesda, they open the hijab, they use the usual stuff dress, and then they will use the hijab again after they leave the hospital. So it's also become a problem. And the transforming experience, it is the last part of the experience part. I previously think that the encounter within hospital will change the mind of people. I think Pak Leo from the beginning has debate me on that kind of overclaim. He always said that it is overclaim. He gave an example. I go to Hidayatullah and I feel biasa-biasa saja, no religious issue. Yeah. So I previously believed that there must be something in this encounter, but actually not. Yeah, if I can say that not only the experience within hospital that change people, but how they live outside the hospital, their family background, it also influenced them to behave within the hospital. One of my informant who are Hindu come to PKU Muhammadiyah, and she was open to get prayer from Ustad. So I think, wow, you have like very good, you really tolerance with other religion. Why? Then she explained to me that, previously she was Muslim, but she convert to Hinduism because she married Hindu. Yeah, she married with Hindu, and then after married, her family said that it is not good if in one house you have a different religion. So she convert her religion, and I can say that the value within the hospital, it also can transform person, but in the work value. I have one informant from Pantirapi, Muslim, and she said that, I asked her, is there any experience when Muslim patient or from another religion who asked to take the cross? He said, there was a patient like that, but I cannot do that because this is the hospital regulation. And for me, she said, for me, the cross has become our strength. So I asked her, why do you say, you are Muslim, why do you say that the cross is your strength? And she said, the cross is our strength because we always teach by the hospital management the value behind the cross. How we serve other, totally something like that. And only one actually, if I can categorize it in this group, only one that transformed. One person come from Bantul. She was a survivor of Bantul earthquake in 2006, and she get I think for three or for more than 3 years, she get medication in Yakum, Kaliurang. So from Bethesda to Yakum, she always get the medication from Bethesda, and she live in Yakum. And previously in Bantul, she have no Christian neighbor. She don't know how Christian worship or the other religion. But in Yakum, people from different religion live there, and this bring new understanding to her. So the transformation happened in quite long time. If only 1 week in hospital, I have to say that it do nothing with religion. People focus with their medication. But in the long time, if people live with people from other religion, then their mind about the other religion can change. She can get new understanding. So I can say that the impact of this encounter, people can cultivate the interreligious recognition and intra-religious reflection. If I ask Muslim, he will say that, yeah, God create us by different ethnicity to help each other. I forget the verse from Quran, but she also give a verse from Quran that, yeah, all of us, even we have different religion, different ethnicity, but we have to help each other. And it's also flourishing a universal understanding of religion. Yeah, actually, even sometimes I heard it as a normative thing, but I think it's also good. And the third point is, it is maintain the positive image of religion. If certain hospital do a good service, then people from other religion will see, oh, this is how religious value of their religion influence in the service. And also respect for human dignity, because everyone, although they have different religious background, they should be served well. And especially in Bethesda, in the context of Bethesda, the hospital also play important role in social integration and cohesion, because the hospital always support society in quite many social events. And many of people around Bethesda in Klitren also work in Bethesda. So this is the last slide. So if I can conclude, actually the encounter within religiously affiliated hospital is an organic. I borrow this term from Pak Leo, is an organic interreligious encounter. Yeah, in the market we also made. It's part of organic, of daily interreligious encounter. The flow and the closer, how people can flow, can accept, and their closer. It is influenced by their embeddedness of their religion. Yeah, I born as one of my informants said, I born as Muslim. I am educated as Muslim, and sometimes not easy to accept several boundaries. So there are many things that influence people. But in the several experience to this encounter also play a role in bridging interreligious relation. People encounter one each other, and in one story, it's also bonding the relation with other people from other religion. Thank you. I don't know if it is already more than 45 minutes.
Thanks for your fascinating presentation. Yeah, the topic is quite new because we mostly think that interreligious encounter mostly occur in social settings that oftentimes ignore the healthcare system. And for moving on to the question and answer, so feel free. Some of the things here that so many new terms that we can find from this presentation. For example, that we now aware more about that illness is not only biological but also social, and we're aware about religious is mostly related and has concern of health long ago. And if we see the statistic that the highest number of action even in Christian and non-Islamic religiously affiliated hospital are Muslims. And based on the findings, people in illness have common ground that suffering is preferred to them, and they also have the dynamics, mostly about the boundaries in terms of practices, doctrine, symbols, sacred space, so on and so forth. And we also see the findings about their experience, the action experience, about the flourishing, the challenging, and the transforming. And in conclusion, we see the positive impacts of the encounter in healthcare system, mostly in terms of interreligious formation and religious reflection and universal understanding of belief. So we're coming to the session of question and answer. I will please for 3 participants to raise a question. Please. You can raise your hand if you have any questions. Okay, Omai, Reza, Derek, and yeah. Okay, we will give the audience 2 questions to Omai.
Thank you, Jaco.
Thank you,
And congratulations on being done for a while now and being great. You look much happier and healthier. All the stress is off you.
Yes.
So as Pendeta, when I was doing my training, we have a chaplaincy rotation. We're required to go into the hospital and serve as chaplains. You mentioned pastors active in the hospitals, and you mentioned also imam. Is that a volunteer position in Indonesia, or do the hospitals actually hire religious people to serve as chaplains?
Okay.
We will collect the.
Oh, okay.
Here we go to go. Okay, let's. Then for you to remember.
Okay. Stand up. Okay. Okay, I will just sit here. Okay.
Okay.
Introducing me, my name is Noval. I'm not from this department, actually. I'm from Faculty of Pharmacy, UGM. And I came here because it's about healthcare. So I think it's an interesting topic. And my question is, for us, the healthcare professionals, actually our concern is about the therapy of the patients. So if the therapy can be as usual and be completed, and so it's not an actual problem. So my question is there any is the interreligious experience in the hospital somehow affect the therapy of the patients, like impair the medical adherence or mengganggu kepatuhan minum obat, literally, or maybe we as Muslim we know that there will be no problem if we get touched by different gender. It is maybe some patient that's not feel uncomfortable because of the therapy from the different religions. That's my question. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. My name is Reza. My question is similar to Mas
Noval, Mas Noval.
Because I'm curious. In my approach, in my research, I believe that biology and culture affects each other. So culture affects by our biology, but our biology also affects our culture. Another message. But so my question is similar to Snowball. How does this religious encounter, do you find any particular change or particular difference for those people who are engaged religiously in their like recovery, in their health? So yeah, that's what my first question. But then my second question, what kind of illness do your informant usually have? Because
Yeah.
maybe it's also interesting.
Yes.
Okay, please, Mas.
Yeah. Thank you, Pak Mike, Mas Noval, and Mas Reza. For Pak Mike's question, the chaplaincy in each hospital actually officially hired by the hospital, and in Bethesda, it usually come from Gereja Kristen Jawa and Gereja Kristen Indonesia. Because this hospital is also under these two churches. But as I mentioned before, if the patient need to be, if the patient come from other religion and need to get prayer from their religious leader, the hospital will invite ustad or pendeta from other religion. That's, I think, the answer for Pak Mike's question. And for Mas Noval, there are also several issues regarding blood transfusion, for example, because in Christianity there is also denomination that cannot accept the blood transfusion. And when I asked how the hospital management solved this kind of issue, they said that they make a letter of agreement if there is any risk that come to the patient because they refuse to get blood transfusion, for example. The hospital do not take responsibility to those problem. And about the issue of muhrim bukan muhrim, for example, because in Panti Rapih there was a doctor who are really famous, Dokter Kandungan. His name was Dr. Baroto, very famous in Jogja, and many people come to him to be helped in giving birth. I also asked the same question as Mas Noval asked. How about this kind of problem? Because he is man, the doctor is man, and he helped you to give birth. But in this special context, all of the informant who come to Dr. Baroto said that they have no problem because it is in special condition that they need help from the doctor. That's I think the answer for Mas Noval question. And from Mas Reza, how the religious engagement also influence health. I think I also believe in this actually, but the example is not emerged in the research. But I have one story from a doctor in Bethesda. She is I don't know what to mention it in English, specialist jantung, and she has one patient which for the doctor is come from a radical Islamic group. She said that, how you notice that? I asked the doctor. She said that celananya cingkrang, jidatnya hitam gitu. But this patient have problem with his heart. Previously, he goes to the Islamic hospital, but he found that it's not quite fit with what he need, and he come to Bethesda, meet this doctor, and after several meeting, he get well. So the patient said to the doctor, previously I don't want to enter this hospital because I think we have Islamic hospital and even better than this hospital. But after I try and I get better under your treatment, then I think my openness to other religion actually bring me to you and make me feel better now. So only experience like that I have, Mas Reza. Thank you. Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah. The illness is quite varied. Yeah. So there is people who get COVID. There are also people who get high blood pressure, and I also have several patients who get incident, then they have to come to the hospital, and what else? Yeah, regarding the they have to give birth. Yeah, many actually. So I'm sorry, I'm not mention it in the presentation, but many cases actually some have to get operasi usus buntu. I'm forget how to mention it in English. In my dissertation, I write it in English. Operasi usus buntu, operasi many. Yeah. So the illness is quite varied actually, quite many kind of illness, and I think it come from quite large range, from the heavy illness to something that not really serious. Thank you.
We still have time, about 10 minutes. So if time was to raise a question, we have to report already, and we will start.
There's some way that I will tell one my experience also when I try to go into some hospital in Bethesda. In my experience, they very well and I feel comfortable with them. But when I ask for the security in the Bethesda hospital study at the time, I asked for the where is the musola? There is no musola. And at the time, I don't know that or
okay.
That's why I have to walk
Outside.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, the interreligious encounter in the hospital and related with the regions, and I want to know to what extent the interreligious encounter in the hospital itself, mean how people, how the Christian know the other faith. They just come to the hospital to, to get cured, or they also can the interreligious maybe want to know the other faith. There is another question in the different faith, and then they discussing what they faith. Because if we look at the experience and tell before, it's more about the question that some of them have the experience. I tell that, and then it's not emphasized on the to know each other.
Okay.
And actually, this is not for me. This is not the issue, I think, because in the time, at the time of the Angsena, actually it is a film, the decision, 13, President also accept from the other faith, Christian views and the other faith. So there is a religious encounter during time. And the other is that I want to invite is about the food. Yeah. Because,
Okay.
Maybe for the patient they will get that will be halal, like that. What how they serve the serve, and maybe in fact one of the when there is a patient that want to get what like that in they serve. Okay, that's all. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Mas Arta, and we move to
Thank you very much, Mas Jeko. Welcome to CRCSA. Welcome to this building again. As alumni from this three hospital, and as a regular visitor from these three hospitals, I want to ask, because your explanation is such in general of these three hospitals, how do each characteristic of these hospitals affect the way people accept or the way how the interreligious encounter, to what extent it affects? Because if you become a alumni from these three hospitals, you already know that there is one hospital that the service makes you want to get out from your religion. And I wonder, because many Muslims go to Bethesda and also Panggilan, but I hardly I never see a Christian or a non-Muslim go to PKK Ahmadiyah if it's not the road
Emergency.
emergency. So I wonder to what extent, because these three hospitals have so different services. You know what I mean.
Yes.
Many thanks.
Thank you, Mas Abdi.
Okay, Jeko, hello.
Hi.
My name is Mania. Congratulations, Jeko, for the
Thank you, Fanny.
presentation and also your briefly for penantang maut. I assume you did the research during the COVID era, and No, I'm not going to stand up, but but
In the beginning of your presentation, I giggled because I remember last month when we celebrated International Women's Day, but Sadia told us about her experience during the delivering the baby, and in the middle of the emergency cesarean operation, and then the nurse asked that, "Hey, please use your what is because the anesthesiologist or anesthesia doctor man. Especially because you see all the and you have to
cover yes.
your presentation. I came to the realization that this is really something that religion very what have a strong connection with the healthcare. Because before I think when it comes to the life or death, everything gonna be halal. Food, jamu, become jamu. Before it's jamu and everything, we do everything to our healthcare. But I have a question. When you did the research, do you find any it's how should I say? Is only about the pragmatic things because the doctor is good, because the facility of the healthcare is high on the top or the high level. It's just a pragmatic, or it has to do with the doctrine or the dogma. Yeah, do you ask that question or not? And the second one is you mentioned that the 3 religious affiliate hospital was since before the independence of Indonesia. And do you see it has to do or have a correlation with the history of Indonesia for independence until now? Because I think when we talk about the interreligious harmony, interreligious engagement, I think it has different period, different era, and different characteristics, and maybe the question is that. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you to the 3 participants who asked, and now I place my speaker to.
Okay, thank you, Ma. I forget your name, Mas. Atta. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. I think I think Mas Atta's question is very important because it is also my question. If I said that maybe it's also related with Vania's question. If people only care about their health and that make them come to the hospital, and as Vania mentioned, suddenly everything become halal, for example. I think it has two different problem actually, because maybe I need to tell you the story. I do approach with my informant by approaching several religious leaders actually, because I understand that it will be difficult to find Christian patient in PKU Muhammadiyah. So I come to GKI Ngupasan. GKI Ngupasan, I meet pendeta there, and Pendeta Hadian, if you know him. And when I explain my research topic, he said to me, "Kamu kurang kerjaan." Yeah, because according to him, for the patient, there is no problem about religion. If they get accident in front of the church, as I mentioned to you, then they will come to the nearest hospital, no matter what. They will come to the nearest hospital. Yeah, if I continue the story, then the pasien yang satu ini, he didn't get good service, then he moved to Bethesda. It's another story. But I think that at that time, yeah, I'm kurang kerjaan. Because sometimes I think it is only a problem in my mind. Actually, people don't care about it. People only care about the medication, the healthcare service that make them well. So do they discuss about religious matter in the hospital? No. I cannot imagine when two person side by side they are in hospital, and how do you know about document encyclic from Paus? No, never. Do you know about Laudato Si? They don't discuss about it. Yeah, never. They will not discuss about it. But I think if I only limited the scope of interreligious relation, interreligious dialogue, only literally by dialogue, how do you think about this document? How do you think about those picture of Jesus? Yeah, this dissertation cannot be finished. Yeah, because it will limit me in those kind of thing. Even when I did the interview in the beginning, 15 minutes, in the 15 minutes I start my interview, they don't explain about religion. They explain about their experience within the hospital, which actually not related to religion. Ini kan saya yang menggali gitu ya. I dig the information from them. I ask the question about religion, then they respond. Yeah, then they respond to those issue. So this question is, I think, yeah, in one side. So the weakness of this dissertation also, because as Pak Hadian said, yeah, it's only a scholar's problem. It's your problem. It's not my problem. It's not the patient problem. It's you. You create the problem and you answer it, and now you become a doctor. Yeah. You become a doctor by the problem that you create by yourself. There is no problem for us. I come to hospital and I come to, he said, I come to JIH, yeah, because he has money. I come to JIH, I have asuransi and everything going well. There is no problem. Yeah, so again, I have to say that in this dissertation, I have to enlarge the concept of dialogue. Yeah, not only dialogue in a literal way when two people discuss about their religion, but the encounter bring something to their memory and bring something to their life experience. But it's really important question, Mas Atta, and it's already become a challenge since I start this research. As I mentioned to you, Pak Leo, quote unquote, never agree actually to this kind of perspective, because he always said that you overclaim to your hypothesis. Yeah, luckily my promoter ya suka cari masalah juga gitu ya. So luckily my promoter also believe that there is something. You dig it. There is something, Mas. Of course there is something. He believed. So I think I'm really grateful that my promoter believe it, Prof. Hedi, because he also come to Pantirapi, and even this topic, I also discussed this topic from the beginning with him. So, okay, ada jalan, kira-kira begitu. So that is the journey of this research, actually, Mas. And then the next question from Mas Atta. Oh, about rumah ibadah, yeah, about rumah ibadah. I think it is only it's not a question. And Mas Abdi. Oh, the food. Okay, sorry. About the food, mostly I ask the informant. Mostly they don't have a problem with it. And when I ask the hospital management, actually they also put staff, Muslim staff, in the food department, kira-kira begitu. So yeah, it give like a guarantee them to accept the food that it is prepared halal. Yeah. So this is the solution. And that's all, Mas, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. And from Mas Abdi, actually, yeah, honestly, from these three hospital, actually, PKU Muhammadiyah have the bad image actually in the society. Not only from Christian or Catholic or Hindu patient, but also from Muslim patient themselves, because many times the case is quite many. I have one informant who get Catholic informant who get accident in 1985. Yeah, and she was treated badly, and yeah, she always have a negative stigma toward PKU. And there is also a case from 2015 and 2017, so quite new actually. A similar case with this, and they don't they get bad service too in Pantirapi. So from these stories, actually the image of PKU Muhammadiyah is not quite good. Yeah, it's not quite good compared with these two hospitals. Bethesda and Pantirapi also, yeah, the best service hospital according to my informant is Pantirapi, because the cleanliness and also the service of the staff. Bethesda usually criticized by the patient regarding the cleanliness, and sometimes the staff is not really friendly or not welcome the patient well. But Bethesda have a good point regarding their motto, tolong dulu urusan belakang. So for the patient who get accident and don't have money, when they come to Bethesda through IGD, the hospital will take care of them first. Then the problem of money, the problem of other thing related to that can be arranged after everything becomes stable. So it is the good point from Bethesda, and many of informants referring to that. So the characteristic, I think each of them have their own characteristic, but in PKU Muhammadiyah, yeah, PKU Muhammadiyah also, several patients also have good impression, have good experience. For example, one Catholic patient need sacrament of oiling. In the critical time, they should call Pastor Romo to give a sacrament of oiling. And the hospital give permission to them to do it. And it also give a good positive image of the hospital. But yeah, as I mentioned before, mostly in PKU Muhammadiyah, people get rather bad experience. I think that's all from Mas Abdi. And from Fania, I think several part of your question I already answered, but there is an interesting story when you mention about independence. I think for more than 3 months, I stay with the patient. As I mentioned before, I'm a caregiver. I stay with the patient in ruangan Maria Yosef 8. So that is the room where General Sudirman get healthcare service from Pantirapi. And in front of the room, there is a statue of General Sudirman and his poet, his puisi, Rumah Nan Bahagia. So if you come to Pantirapi, you can see the statue and his poet there, Rumah Nan Bahagia. Yeah, he appreciate Pantirapi for giving him such a good healthcare service at that time. So I think this story piece is interesting. Even I also heard story from pastor from Gereja Kumetiran. He come from Jogja, and he said even keluarga keraton also usually come to Pantirapi. They choose to get treatment in Pantirapi. So I think this kind of story show that this hospital, since the foundation of this religiously affiliated hospital, already become a place of encounter of people from different religion, and most of them actually get a good impression toward the religion that affiliated to the hospital. That's all I think. Okay, thank you.
So the time is up, and thank you again to Mas Jeko for the fascinating discussion. We go to the final session. Is there any presentation? Could you do that? Oh yeah. Pak Leo, please come to the front to give the word.
Pak.
Easy lain. Nggak boleh layar loh.
Sedikit meluluskan. Tapi membuat masalah. Okay, so I'm very happy to be your partner in
Thank you, Pak.
crime and also in intellectual endeavor.
Yes.
So good luck, and hopefully this is the first step for you to flourish more and having more substantial research project in the future.
Thank you, Pak. Thank you.
Ini sedikit uap oh enggak ya?
Thank you, Pak. Thank you, Pak. Okay. Thank you so much, Pak. Yeah.
Also, thank you so much to all the participants who have come to this forum. And see you again on the next Wednesday forum. See you.
Bye.